Sorry. My name. First of all, thank you, Kevin, for this invitation. I appreciate it and the opportunity to let people who I am. My name is Anselmo Millan. I came in from Spain 31 years ago, and I established in Harrison. I married here. My children born in Harrison. My children went to the public schools. And they are married, and now my daughter married Michael Fernandez, which one he owns the Spanish Pavilion. And I came in councilman in 1995. I was couple times sat in my chair and come back, and now I am running for a mayor. And if I can give the opportunity, I will say why I am running for a mayor.
We will. You, your first year on the council was 95.
1995.
Right? And your last year on the council was 2018.
2018.
2018,
Yes.
okay. In between, you also ran for mayor
Once,
years ago, right? Once
yes.
before.
I want to make it sure that Raymond McDonough, which one he started as a mayor and I started as a councilman, 1995. We was great friends. Okay, was really nothing between Mayor McDonough and myself. Was about the things in the administration some and other people was doing it, which one I don't agree, and that is when we split for like I say like a couple years, something like that. And after even the observer he put in that page, he keeping asking me to come back because he realized how we can say sometimes you disagree, but no it's I mean that you are completely wrong or he is completely wrong. You can disagree with your wife, you can disagree with your children, and it's not because you don't like it or you don't finally you reach it. That's what happened with Raymond and me. We disagree. He realized he was not exactly the way he wanted. I realized I can amend it also. So together we come together again and we did a great working together because believe it or not, after we split every Sunday after Mass, we used to meet in his office and we talking about the progress of the town. So that proves how good friends we was, even we disagree, no political, administration business.
Right.
In that time, to be honest with you, Raymond in his mind, okay, he says, okay, if you coming back and you help me to bring the community back, because I established a lot of programs, and he said, you help me, well, let's go back.
Sure.
He announced in the Observer that he go too quick, okay? And I go to see him right away. I said, you cannot do that.
He said he was going to retire.
Yes, you
Okay.
remember?
I don't remember. I wasn't here, so I don't remember that.
Was in the Observer.
Okay.
And was in the front page. When I read that, I call him, I go see, I say, you cannot do that. I say, you put in all your life, your father was the freeholder, how you go from the back door? No. Sometimes it's a problem, but you can solve it. So that's when he say, come back with me, come back with me. I say, cannot do that, because I will lose a face with the people that was with me, disagree, when they disagree with your policy, with your administration. Right. I say, tell you what am I going to do? I go to call all that people, I go to invite them for a lunch, and I go to tell them that you and me, we realize that we needed to be working together again to bring the business in place. And he say, do that. And he making a statement in here. I say, Anselmo, I need it. As a hard worker, he cares about community, he go to do good. And to be honest with you, he give me almost all the power in the town. He created a new position, a new committee, and that was the grain strike, a revitalization of the community. He gave me the fire department, he gave me the almost the whole control in the town. His idea, I say, you know what, I will stay another 4 years. I will want to retire from the front door, okay? And you maybe can step in my shoes. I said, well, I never care about titles. So when Jimmy Doran approached me, okay, because the chairman of the party used to be the mayor, but for some reason, Jimmy Doran he took that charge and come to me and say, listen, I know how you feel, but we would like to put in somebody to be the mayor. And he says, who is that? And he says, Fife, Mr. Fife. I say, you know what, Jimmy? I don't care. If I still can keep on working, doing my work the way I do it, and we go to give it to the people what we promised long time ago, I'd be happy to be a councilman. Then what happened after that, we start working together. I bring Harrison Fest, I bring the business district, I bring the neighborhood preservation program, I bring all the programs back. And the mayor always applauds me, even in the public meetings. Anselmo do a hard work. I celebrated 175th anniversary.
Right.
And all that without taxpayers' money. Everything is by sponsors, and from myself. But when I see that they don't comply with the promise we did, when he fails to even start the project, I say that.
Which project are we talking
Okay,
about?
the project is when we started. So now I got to reverse a little bit.
Fine.
Okay. So, when I come to Harrison 31 years ago, was the most wealthy and the most industrial town, 100,000 people, they come to work. We got a revenue from gross receipts, we got taxes from revenues from the industry, we got it. So Harrison, even, we almost don't pay municipal taxes, okay? The what happened from one day to another, one day left, okay? And when they left, we lost the gross receipts and we lost the buildings. They knocked down the buildings. So landlords, they pay only from the land. But when they investigated the land, and they find they was contaminated, so they make appeals. Believe it or not, we start paying $6 million in appeals and no revenues. So what happened? We come in distressed city. When you come in distressed city, the state they take over. The first thing he did to us is say, now you go under the administration of the state, and right now you go to get the state aid. We ordered to us to lay them off 30% of police department, 30% of the fire department, 30% of the public workers, and he make us raise 2% in taxes.
And when was this?
That is, I say, about 20 years ago,
Okay.
25 years ago. I exactly know.
You were already on the council at this point, or?
Yes,
you were,
I
right,
was.
Okay.
So what happened when this one is happening, we say, what are we going to do now with this land? It's all contaminated. We call different, in the beginning we want to bring business, not residential. Like a Walmart, Home Depot, all this kind of business, or mall, something like that. It fails. People don't want to come in because of the contamination, okay? So now, Robert De Niro, he was looking for a place to put in a studio. We say, that's great, we put Harrison on a map. Maybe somebody else is coming. But when he came in and he checked it, he say no, need it. So after that, we decided, say, what about office buildings? But we look in the newer in that time, 20 years ago, and the buildings, they start empty. I say, it's no good. So what if we don't do residential? But we started with condos, the ones we got by the river. And that time, the banks, they lend money to do condos. But when the crisis came in, you remember in the 70s, and over the 90s, the bankers, they say, we lend money to rent, but not to buy property.
Right.
So we switch, and that moment, that is the promise. We say, okay, we raise the taxes, we cut the police department, we cut the police. And these departments, they work really good. They give 100%, and the town don't even you see the difference that the people was cut, okay?
Right.
Was safe, was clean streets, removed the snow, everything was beautiful. But we got to pay back for that sacrifice. So the first thing we said is, number one, we got to do a family recreation park. We got to create green parks. We got to solve the problem with the parking situation. I don't want to call new and old, north and south, okay? So the developers, they had to help us now because they got to make so much money here,
Right.
okay?
You have to get back.
They got to get it back. They got to be part of this community. They got to be a neighbor, okay? And nobody approached it. They never asked for anything. So we got all that ones. We thought about even in the education. Education was good. But we say we can improve it if we got the money. You got to understand, We give it taxes a bit, and we sacrifice a lot of people because we exercise a eminent domain. That's, I mean, take the properties away from Harrisonians, okay, to give it away to these developers. So we pay, we blow in here, you understand? Because you go against to the family values. Sometimes you take our grandparents, they are in here for generations, from the grandchildren, and we suffer all that.
Sure.
So what we did in that time at the council and mayor, we give away our benefits and say, listen, we don't even want the benefits. And we put in an extra $250,000 in the budget, okay? So after, and we got the problem with the water in the pet station, you know, the flood in there.
Sure.
We already got engineers in there, and they say this is easy. There's a tank underground with pumps, you know.
Yeah.
And even when we got, because I know all that, I was there, you understand? When they talk about pumps, and one time when was Whitman, Governor Whitman, he don't allow us to throw any water, even storm water, don't throw to the river.
Not even the snow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He say no snow, no storm water. He says because it can go oil from cars, it can go salt in a river, bam. So we say we send it to Passaic Valley, like the rest of the water. It's no problem. I was talking with an engineer, and this engineer, he told me the pumps they got by the UPS, you know, when you go in Newark, Turnpike Street, it goes to Jersey City. Okay, they say they throw the water in the river. I say, how would you be able to do it? Say, yes, allowed. But anyway, so we are supposed to solve that problem. We never did. Also, the connections to the 280, because we know that when we got these Red Bulls in there, okay, and that's another thing I explained in that time. The Red Bulls lot is a municipal property. We bought the $30 million to buy that property, and I told the mayor we go to get problems with the taxes because they build a municipal property, and bingo. The Red Bulls supposed to pay $2.25 million, and now they pay only $1.25 million.
So let's take a time out from this,
Yeah.
and let me ask you a question about the Red Bulls.
Yes.
Have they been good partners to Harrison, or are they forgetting how they got here?
Well, I say yes and no. Okay, let me say the yes, and I will say the no. Okay, but I don't blame it completely the Red Bulls. I blame the government body also, the agreement they did. Probably the agreement was not right.
Were you on the governing body then?
No.
No, you were off the council at that point.
I was in the council and I split at that time because of that problem. That's why I was against it.
Okay.
I voted no.
Okay.
Because municipal property, I say, got to be a problem. You can understand, Red Bull is a billionaire, okay? And this is a hobby for him, okay? And I say, why we gotta buy, take a bonding, which when the taxpayers, he gotta pay, okay, you understand?
Sure.
To give it to a billionaire. And besides, when he built it, it's municipal property. And it's happened before. I know it's happened in Meadowlands. They say they don't want to pay taxes.
No, of course not.
So we went to court with the Red Bulls. We told it you got to pay $2,250,000 taxes. That's a pilot taxes. You understand that?
Right.
That's what we call the abatement pilot taxes. And he says no. And we go in court. And we got these lawyers. Lawyers very expensive. Finally, the lawyers say, listen, they give you a deal. You want $1.25 million, and we don't go in court. But if we go in court and they win, you got to pay us, and also you don't go to get nothing.
Right.
I was the one also in that time, because now we are lost. I say, okay, let's take $1.25 million.
Yeah,
And
let's take what we can get at this
yeah,
point,
at
right?
least we got something and not take the chance to lose everything. Okay? So that one, it was something I don't like that much, but it's down. It's down. We hope that we can solve in the future another way. The other one is how they conducted the traffic. Okay.
Okay. Let me get a specific answer
Yes.
on this. You say that you want to see the entrances to 280 improved, right?
Yes.
Isn't that a tough process that involves state
No,
licensing?
About 20 years ago, we already asking for how much it will cost. In the beginning, it was 3 entrances. Was one in Skyler Avenue,
Okay.
was another one in the Frost Street, and was another one in Cape May.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm a little confused. It's too many years. I don't know if it was $150 million for the three or $150 million each. Okay? So I understand that.
It's still expensive, no
yeah,
matter what. But,
yeah. But it's no when see I bring $22 million grants to this town. When you apply for grants and it's community involved, you understand? It's not that hard. It can be federal, it can be state, it can be county. Let me tell you, the one I bring for neighborhood preservation program, an example. 635 municipalities. I apply for the neighborhood preservation. Only 7 municipalities we got the grant. I got $5 million. You understand? If you make a nice proposal, you say, this is our situation, this is how we improve it. The legislation, they say, oh, we go to looking good in there because we go to see the improvements. But now if you ask it to build a house or something, maybe they say no. You understand?
So what happened?
What happened is supposed to be building.
Right.
So at least you are supposed to, the plans that was presented already, you are supposed to start it. First of all, you got, in that time even remember, even asking for the grants. And I remember, if I am not wrong, I believe the state they give it like a $30 million, something like that.
Okay.
And we got to get it the rest.
Right.
Sometimes the rest you can go federal. You go to the United States Senate or you can go in different places,
right.
Okay, and they can give you. But also bonding. You got to understand. We bonding the lot for the Red Bulls. We bonding the parking lot that we building. We always bonding. Bonding is when you got a loan from the county or from the state, but the interest is very low, you understand? And let's say like the parking lot, and I go from one place to another.
It's okay, it's okay, it's all relevant.
Let's say the parking lot. Parking lot we build it. We bonding the money, right? But because the county is the one who give it the money,
Right.
he collected 90% of the whatever parking is in there, we got it thing. But with the guarantee that at least we go to get $500,000.
Right.
You understand?
Every year.
Don't matter if they fail or not.
Right.
But the good point is, I believe very soon, we go to own that one because
Right.
we already finished. So now we collected 100%. So you understand bondings, when it's to improve it, okay, it's good because you will get that money now.
In time.
In time.
Right.
Okay? So sometimes you got to look at your budget. You got to understand something in a budget. I said it before we got to pay $6 million in appeals. From 2018 I left it to now, the budget in a town has increased $6 million a year. So $6 million this year more than the last year. You understand that? So it's a lot of income they coming now. First of all, grants. Like I say, even the mayor is put in that committee for me, Chester grants, because of how much money I bring to the town. I know how to get it, okay? When you apply, I got this guy, he worked with me for these 20 years, apply for grant. I give it the idea, I tell it what I want, I even give it the basis. Okay, tell him the Harrison is the gate for the highways, is the entrance for Canny, is the entrance for Jersey City, it's like an island, and with that presentation, he is good in writing, so he bring all this money. He quick, when I left. His name is Tony Lasroy.
Okay, right.
Okay, Tony Lasroy, when I quick, and I believe the town even he have to pay him $30,000. He say, if Milan leave it, I don't go to do any work with you. I leave him because he knows a lot of grant writers to go to the towns, and if you don't give it the flavor the way you want it, they wasted the time.
Yes, right.
They don't see the work done.
Right.
Okay, so in these connections, you got to start putting the plan. Second one, you got the plan, you got to apply for grants. But you got to apply directly, not to Washington. But after you present it to the legislation, Washington or the state, you got to get it now in touch with the United States Senator, to the congressman, to the state senator, to the assembly person, you understand? Mm-hmm. And when you get it, you say, this is going to be good for you, because we go to do an inauguration, and they give you the money. That's how you approach it.
So how did that fall apart?
Because they don't care. They don't do it. They don't do anything. They don't even start it. They are so relaxed. They are so good in there. Let me tell you an example of how you got to talk. I thought you heard about the fire department. Okay. This was this meeting. Fire department was outside in a corridor. I was inside. They put it in a table in a closed caucus. Then we go to lay them off or fire the department, and we go to work with Noah. I oppose. I lost the control. I say after 175 years, we got this department in here. You have to go ready now when we start getting revenues now. If it was 26 years ago, maybe I will understand and I never approve it. But now, and they say yes. So the first thing I did, now I say make a call. I call Senator Bob Menendez. Okay? I say got a problem in here with the fire department. He's answering, I respect, he says, I cannot get involved in municipal business.
Okay.
So I called Prieto, and he told me maybe Prieto can help you. Prieto was the Speaker of the House for the Assembly, okay, and was our Assembly person also. So I talked to him, and he says, oh, you know how is the governor's office, ba-bam, ba-bam. So I thought it, and this can be proven, okay, because in Newark, they got a video meetings. They recorded the meetings. I went to see the council, and I got to be honest with you, even maybe sometimes you don't have to say this, but I got to be honest with you. I got to see one by one, and even invited for a lunch. I say, listen, this is a problem we got in Harris, okay, with the fire department. I know the Mayor Baraka and the Mayor Fife, they agree. And I know the fire chief, because I investigated all that, the fire chief agree, okay? I say, but this is no good. I say, it's not good for you guys, it's not good for us. And I tell you 3 reasons. Number 1, if we got a Sandy again, you don't be able to help Harris. You'll be in a lot of trouble. And if somebody die, or somebody fails, or houses, because you wasn't able to provide it, you are going to be in trouble.
Right. What if the bridge is up?
Yeah.
Closed, right?
Second one, I say, you gotta understand, okay, that if you come into Harrison, okay, and you lay them off 29 guys, when your elections coming, and this is I don't want to say,
right,
but I told it.
Of course.
I say, the union from the fire department, from the state, it go to sacrifice you guys, because you are lay them off and close, fire houses.
Right.
And they listen. And say the third one, hey, we working here for the same thing, serving the people. Today I ask you a favor. Maybe tomorrow you need it from me when I in a little town. Okay? So what do you say? So the next meeting, and I know a councilman from Harrison, they watch the meeting, okay? They said, Mayor, we don't want to serve Harrison. I said, we got to, and that's exactly, I remember, we got enough problems in the airport and the port, so this we don't be able
We're
to.
out.
We are out.
Okay.
And as soon the whole council say out, the mayor say out.
Okay.
And if somebody want to question if it's truth or not, just go to the city of Newark and ask for that meeting. When they
To see
were
the
ready.
video.
Yeah.
Because Mayor Fife, in his interview, where I sat down with him, said that never happened.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Let me
So-
tell you something. The Department of Community Affairs, okay, and the state, okay, even when we are no more distressed city, and we are no more on the Harris administration, no more. And this has happened just about 5 years ago,
Okay.
okay? They still, okay, control the good administration of the municipalities, you understand?
Right.
And coming with the suggestions, you know what I mean? So if you say, I want to work with County, let's say, mayor and council, the Department of Community Affairs go to say, yeah, Mr. Cunningham, say, yeah, do it, good. County go to say, who go to be the chief? Who go to be the captains? Who go to be the sergeants? Who go to be the deputy chiefs?
Right.
You don't want you people from Harrison be demoted. And County don't want his people be demoted. So it's not that easy when you try to join in a service. I did it one week, County, and really 2. You know when you trimming trees? Okay. It costed to me in that time $1,000, a private company coming to trim the tree.
Right.
I spoke with County, okay, I said, listen, why we don't do this? What about if I buy the truck, it trimming trees, and you put in the personal? And he says, I think it's good. And we did it. We did it for like 3 or 4 years. And you know how much it cost trimming a tree? $250. They never
With the
have.
fire department.
Yeah, they try to say the Department of Community Affairs is the one they decided that they will. No, if you just think, if we came in with the idea to get a service from Newark, it's because the Department of Community Affairs it was agreed with.
Right.
The other way, we never can come in with the idea. You understand?
So it couldn't have happened without their approval.
That's right.
So it had to have happened.
Yes. So I mean, it's happened. Yes. Department of Community Affairs of the state of New Jersey knows. Yes. That we got to deal with Newark. Yes. That they was ready to do it. Yes. That I got to talk with the council of Newark, and you can call it. They still in there. Quintana, all the council.
Still on the council.
They still in the council. You can call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you hadn't intervened, do you think Harrison would not have its own fire department
Yes.
today?
That was the idea.
Would that have happened without your intervention?
Yeah, without intervention, we don't have a fire department in Harrison. And let me tell you, if I win these elections, I bet you the fire department is going to tell the truth because they know it. Because they call me crying. Okay? And they can listen to me. Somewhere they call me, I got a children, I got a family, I bought a house, and I say, don't you worry, I go to fight this one. But I respected that. They work for the town, they don't want to be,
They can't be political.
Yeah, they want to be political, and I respected that.
Okay.
But yeah, I got a call from them.
Okay.
And they don't call the mayor, they call me.
They call you. Let's go back a little bit more, since we're getting closer to it now,
Yeah.
to 2018. You were getting along with Fife for a while,
Yes.
and then you decided you weren't. Then you weren't getting along with them because you
Yes.
ran in the primary as
Yes.
a Democrat. What made you decide to run against
To run
him?
again, because they...
Instead of staying on the council?
Yeah.
Because you still had a chance to run as a councilman that year, if I'm not
yes,
mistaken. right?
yes. He
Okay.
want me in the council, and I will be just to sit down, don't do nothing, and just to be in the council. But I ain't not that way. When I see we don't go to do anything for the rest of the town of Harrison, I call it the North.
Right.
Nobody is doing anything, and the only I see the money, it goes in the wrong places. Okay, it don't go where the money is supposed to go. I say I cannot be in here anymore and be part of this. And let me tell you, after this has happened, I know the elections was a lot of violations, okay? And I don't say anything. To be honest with you, yes, I spoke with a couple of authorities and they told me, Anselmo, let it go, next time you go again. But I don't feel good. And because all the violations, I see it, I brought it the mayor, okay, in federal court for violation of the Constitution of the United States.
Okay, explain that a little bit.
I go
believe
to
it
the-
has something to do with the office you had at the senior center.
He got it, no, it's
No?
not just that.
Okay.
That is one of the pieces.
Okay.
The what happened was fear, intimidation. Anybody was associated with me, be business, and you know, a lot of business. Even somewhere they want to put in my sign, they have to remove the sign, so delivery was gone, you know.
Okay.
The first amendment in this town, it was gone, okay. In my associates, they was fired without any reason, but don't even that, they want to destroy the lives. They call the unemployment to say, no, I fire, here don't supposed to. They collect anyway. But the violations, which was, I cannot allow to say that because my lawyer is not in here, you understand? And you needed your lawyer to say violations. But the point was when I get this lawyer, and the lawyer he brought the charge in federal court, the mayor he went there with the town attorney, and he thought he got a major immunity, okay? And was told no, okay? So he come back, and now he hire a private lawyer, and go back again.
That's Greg Castano?
Yes.
Right, okay.
But I don't want to give names, but if you give it, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I read
So-
the deposition.
you read the deposition.
Yes.
So after that, because they take so long to get the case, you know, because the pandemia, they are a little behind. I say, okay, I want to do a deposition. I am the one I requested the position.
Right,
It's me.
right.
I say I want a deposition and a mayor. I wanted the interrogatory to see what he got to say and the violation. And he don't mention the violations needed. Nobody mention. We know the violations, but we don't mention when the time is coming. And that one I will be here with you. Okay. My attorney say, I got a 2 hours question. I say, I want to be present, okay? And I was.
Shoot it.
And after half an hour, he confessed. He know he was on the road. He know he was in federal court.
When you say he confessed, what did he say?
He said that really, yes, everything, all the charges we put in the federal court was true.
Okay, I didn't see that in the deposition.
Yes.
Did he say it in other words?
Well, he says, yes, I did all that, and I go farther than that.
Okay.
He asked, my lawyer asked, he looked at me, I looked at him, I say, okay. And he said, but my lawyer, he asked one more question. He said, why you do that? And he says, because Anselmo, he want to take my job. He going to take my job.
In the deposition, he said that you demanded he be able to run, if I'm not mistaken.
I demanded to what?
He said that Ray McDonough told
no.
That you should.
Yeah, but that is not in the deposition. That is part of the case.
That's part of the case?
Yes.
Okay.
He invented the...
Did that ever happen, by the way?
No.
No, and same thing with Frank Rogers.
Yeah, the same thing.
Okay.
He do all these things. And, let me tell you something. I don't want to do nasty campaign. I got a lot of nasty calls from people private. I want to talk about that too, okay, because it's very dangerous. Exactly what he says in the deposition, what we was looking for is yes, he confessed, I did all that. The question was, second question, why you did that? He said, because Anselmo is going to take my job, exactly, college job. And ask the question again, what kind of job are you talking about? I say the major position. And when he did that, we just let it go.
Okay.
Right now, I got it down in court again, but now in the superior court.
This is a suit against the town clerk.
Well,
or is this a separate suit?
No, it's the same, but it's not exactly to him. You understand?
I do.
The point you understand is elections. Who is the clerk? It's Paul Sarvesky.
Right.
But it's not really targeting him. It's targeting the violations they did when we got the elections. Okay, not only 2018. All the time, you know. When I was in 2018, I worked for my office. I am in the fiscal department for the Health and Human Service for the past 25, 26 years. I know exactly. Never in my life I got any problem. Because you got to understand, I was a worker, I was supervisor, and I was general supervisor and Budweiser. I got 5 supervisors under me, 35 guys working for me for 20 years.
Right.
Only in 20 years I fired one guy. And you know why? Because he was a bully. He was a bully and I fired.
I know you don't like bullies too.
I don't like it. So was a bully and I fired. 35 guys working with me, 20 years, okay, it all. So the same thing, I always got a professional ethic. I was, and I am an accountant. I was in Africa working for 2 years administrator for a big company.
Africa?
Yes.
Wow.
I was young and was my first position as an accountant. When I went to Africa after I was administrator. And my work was so good that after I left Africa, they paid my full salary for the next 3 years.
Wow.
And they keep asking me to go back to Africa, okay?
Sure.
So, this is what happened my job. I started, and they start following me. And here in Harrison, the people of Harrison, follow me. They took it, and I got all the pictures, over 100 pictures of me in my driveway, in front of my house, walking the streets.
You mean like surveillance pictures, or?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was walking, and because my lawyer, I get a lawyer right away. So, hundreds of pictures. If I walk in the streets, in my driveway, inside my house, open the door, pictures, all that kind, and send 2 emails to my office, to my director. It says that I was not working, I wasn't here, so and so, so and so. They don't know my time, it's nothing like that. I was not working. So the director, he called me and say, you know, it's a lot of people, they calling in here from Harrison that you are in violation. I suggested you get a lawyer because of what happened. So they opened the case. It was nothing. You understand?
Okay.
Okay, so my lawyer, he started to say, okay, let's see what you can prove it. They reached the county, The county reached they don't have any facts. Everything was false. So he asked my lawyer, and you can ask the same lawyer I got it now, Gilberto Garcia, and he can tell you. He called me and said, listen, the county, he feels sorry and ask you, he asked me to drop it, don't go in court, okay? If it was for the people, see, you gotta understand, if it was for the people in Harrison, I will go in court, and it will cost a lot of money.
And you don't want that.
But in my position, I will affect the county. I will affect my director, my deputy director, and they got nothing to do it because they are not the ones they do it. They are the ones they do it. So I told my attorney, okay, drop it. So that is what happened. It was never caught.
Because Mayor Fife claims
Yeah.
that he has paperwork that
So-
says that you were suspended for 90 days over a 9-month
I-
period.
I-
Is that a lie?
I never lose you can call my county, I never lose a 1 day's work.
Okay.
Never.
So that's all fabricated.
It's all fabricated. I
Okay.
never lose a 1 day.
Okay.
Okay? And you can call my director,
Right.
okay? And I got a great respect for them, and they got it for me. Okay?
So
We promised that one. And I remember one time it was closer to building. You know where? Petter's parking lots.
right.
We got it that one. And believe it or not, we put in down payment.
Oh, got
Yeah,
that far.
no
Okay.
down payment right there, but the attorney, we give you already,
Close, right?
Yeah, they close. And after they change their mind. When they change the owners and they say no, but we wanted putting in there the low income houses was one of the deals we do with the developers, we gotta build the because it's mandatory. You know that the income house is mandatory, okay?
Right.
Let me see if I go wing areas and parking. Parking, we got a properties, we got even a school, we go to be closer because we opened the new schools,
Right.
all that stuff. We got a property by the river, we got a lot in there. We got also the old street department. We got a lot of properties. We can give it to the developers, you understand, and they can build them for us, little parkings in different places.
But let me ask you, is there really a solution? What do you do? Where do you put cars? How could you ever fix that? I always think anytime
Okay,
somebody
I-
says they have an answer that there is none.
No, it's an answer. Oh, and it's not that hard. You got to learn. First of all, see, when I came in councilman, let me put it this way you learn it, okay? When I came in council, the first thing I did, I went to Rockefeller University. And I took, if I can read with these glasses,
Not sure.
I took 6 certificates, and these certificates was given to me because I finished, I graduated for the Center of Government Service.
Right.
And this is the one, powers and duties of municipal government body, one. The other one was ethics for elected officials. The third one was municipal financial for elected officials. The fourth one was public relations for the elected officials. The fifth one was planning and zoning for elected officials. And the last one, labor relations for elected officials.
And if I'm not mistaken, you said that every municipal elected official should take this course,
Yes.
right?
But I did. Nobody.
Not everybody else.
No, nobody else.
Okay.
Nobody take it. I gotta take it. I go to work every night, Saturdays, Sundays, but I wanna be, ready to take that position, okay? With that position, and now I wanna talk what I did. I know the town was in trembles. I know the town we needed. I established the business district. I took 32 people. I call it the steering committee by resolution, and was doctors, and it was regular business people, and it was residents. And the reason they asked me, Raymond, I said, what you put in residents? He said, very simple. If I got the only business in that table, and one of the restaurants he says, oh, we go to extend the liquor license to 3 o'clock in the morning, and not to 2 o'clock in the morning. This way we got all the people from County and Newark. I said, yeah, but upstairs as residents, they are sleeping.
Right.
And they don't want all the people drunk from County or Newark or Jersey City, Harrison. So that's why I needed these residents in there. Besides, maybe the business people in the first floor, he keep his say walk dirty, or he don't put it nice. So the resident can say, hey, I don't like this one here. So I make that one. And with that one, we brought that $5 million, okay? I usually
That was a grant, right?
Yeah,
Right.
grants. All my life I never spent one penny from the town except the police department and the DPW when was Harrison Fest. Besides that, I never. Always sponsors and grants, okay? So now, I established that one and was working good. What happened? They closed. No more that one, okay? And we used to get a meeting. The rebound program. And I want to talk this one a little bit for the education. Rebound program was a federal grant, just a few states they got it. Harrison, I got it. For Canis, Newark, and Harrison. $250,000, And with these kids, they got problems home. Low-income families, and the students don't give 100% where they are supposed to. So they come in like a psychologist, people like that, good teachers, and they do working with them, and they take entertainment also. That one, they close, they stop it, they don't apply no more. The youth, I got the youth program with me. These young people, they do landscapes. It was 280. They do murals. They do window art in Christmas. They do trees.
The anniversary flag.
The anniversary flag. They make it. They do tremendous. And you know what? I got a lot of testimonies from this student. I was the best man in one of my students, okay? And I was the godfather for the child for another student. You know what they say? You teach your sense of community. And you know what one he told me? By me, you teach my father and my mother sense of community, because when they see the mural we made it, he says, my daughter, I made it that. Say, you don't only give it to me, you even give it to my parents, okay? Now, these kids, this rebound program, today is a lady, or yesterday in Facebook, and it says that they told her, they make the son to buy the computer. It was $350, okay, and it was used, okay, used. They got a chicken gum or something in there, all that stuff. Let me tell you something. I don't know what I used to be with Raymond when we come back. He put in me also to revise the budget from the Board of Education. I remember when he was alive the last year, I don't know right now how much, but this way you get an example. These taxes, the taxes we pay, the taxes, okay, 1/3 it goes. Just I want to make a third, okay.
School.
1/3 go to the school, 1/3 go to the county, 1/3 go to the municipality. When you talk about pilot taxes from the developers, we don't pay the third to the county, okay. So we understand about money, because money is the one you gotta control the community if you put it in a community.
Right.
Okay. Now. The state, in that time, it was $9 million we put in for the taxes, and the state, because we are Abo district, is sent to $40 million. Okay, but it's an extra $1,200,000 for these kids, to help these kids with these computers and whatever they need. 1 million and you got in the observer that the town we got a return 60,000 because was misused. See, that money, that 1,200,000 is allocated, target, just to the students. It cannot be salaries in it. It cannot be nothing else.
Just the computers.
Just for the students, computers or whatever they need.
And this all happened after you were on the council?
Yes.
So it's between 2018 and now?
Yes.
Okay.
So the point is, you say, why I run? The money is
Let's
there.
get to that. Why are you running,
Again,
and why are you the better candidate?
Because number one, I go to start building what we promised 26 years ago. And the money is there. Let me tell you something. Right now in the Board of Education, okay, the education don't reach the full potential. Not because the teachers. Not the teachers. Teachers, they do the job. Like if you created the right environmental in the street department or fire department or the street, they go to performer. Okay, you understand?
Right.
And they got to be award if they improve it themselves. Mm-hmm. But in administration, we got the 4th highest salary in the state of New Jersey. You know, the 630,000 municipalities. We are number 4 in the high salary in the administration. So what happened with the teachers? You gotta provide the tools to the teachers. You gotta improve the quality of life of the teachers. Teachers, they gotta families. Teachers, they gotta go home. Teachers, they gotta be happy when they go home. And if they do good work with the students, and you award what if they do it, they go to be happy family. A happy teacher is a happy performer. A happy police officer is a happy service. Okay? When I was in Budweiser, that man 20, 30 years ago, they make $60,000 a year.
Long time ago.
Yeah. It's like you say 130. By making that people to do number 1 work, that's why they give me 30 years retirement for 20 years work. I protected the man, I protected the company. I remember one time I called one of the guys and say, listen, you gotta go to the brewmaster to do the conference table. It's linseed oil, it's rubber, you gotta bring the grain back. Right. I said, can you do that? He was very respectful. He said, I try my best. I said, no, you don't listen to me. You will do it or not, because your best is not good.
Right.
Okay? So the guy, he train himself and come back, and I award that guy. He did a tremendous job. I got a call from the brewmaster, was very happy, and this guy, he was very proud, and I award them. You understand?
Sure.
Teachers. Okay. And
Don't want to start over.
No. And the PSCNG and the redeveloping meeting, which when the mayor is the chairman for the past 10 years or more, okay, it was questioned by Jan Pino because I don't have to be in too many places, so we split. And Jan Pino is good to go to these meetings like Ejidat and Cani, and it's really good,
yes. And
I trust him. And I say, go in there and see what happens. So he was asking, say, when you go to start with the family recreation park here in the PSCNG? He says exactly. He says, we planning, but we don't be able to do it because the PSCNG and the EPA you know is federal, okay? They want to start cleaning the river, okay? All the toxics is in there. But it really, and he says, and probably take a minimum 10 years to do this process, okay? So now, after we heard that, I make a petition signature, which I got a 900 right now, because I got a 530 something, right. But I got it by hand when I go see people, okay, they sign it.
And online too.
Yeah,
right.
Online.
Yeah.
So I got these 900 signatures, and I want to get a 1,000 to go see the governor. Why? And there is Agent Orange, which when they use it in Vietnam. Right. We went in touch with the Red Cross in Vietnam and say how, because I was here, but I never was really involved to know the damages. Right. And he says, what happened with that one in there? So they say, okay, it affected 3 million people, okay, with cancers and all that,
deformities,
and deformities, and they die. They say 1,300 children, 1,500,000 children, okay? And they say today, 30 years later, the babies, they still born with defects, plus the skin. So we explain it. I say, if we do it here, in a residential area, because that is residential, it says, what happened? What is the consequence? He said, well, it will give us 7 different cancers. It will give it 2 heart diseases. It will give a Parkinson, it will give a diabetes 2, plus another skin, So when I heard all that, and that, see people, they go, oh, the EPA, these papers from New York, these papers from, forget about. The mayor, he said it. He said it. Forget about EPA, forget about PSCNG, spend the $31 million and clean the site, okay? Now you go to pollute again, okay? So forget about what the EPA got to say. Forget about the mayor. He said it. He going to be used for that, and he will take a minimum 10 years. So now you are the mayor. You don't want it, that one in there.
No way.
How you make it? If I am the mayor, I will say to the governor and to the EPA, listen, I love it that you clean that river, but this is residential. It used to be industrial. If you want to clean it, take all the way down to the river, to the industrial areas, which
down.
ones they don't have, it's all open space in there, and you can do it there. It's still danger because that one can
Still
go
cause
all over.
cancer,
You know,
yeah.
it's airborne. Do you understand?
Right.
It flies. It's a balise. You don't put it right in the middle of the town.
No.
You say, what do you want, a governor? When was that best? We got to wait 25 years to start dying, to stop it, or the lead, or the mercury. We don't want it, that kind of contaminations in here. And he said he knew that one for 1 year and don't say anything. So it's another reason I want to stop.
He says that he would never let them dump there. Is he?
No.
No.
If you are the mayor, I am EPA and PSCNG, and I go to you and say, listen, this is going to be a good business for the town, going to be contractors, they're going to be different, it's good for you. And you say, okay, because it's a good deal. Something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You got to say no.
Right.
No, I don't care if you give me $20 million.
But you don't think he said no? He said
No.
go ahead.
He said it in this video. Kevin, listen
There's
again.
a video.
It's a video. It's in my page. You listen to the video. It says he cannot do nothing in there because the EPA and the PCNG, they got to keep the property to dump the sludge from the river in there, and it will take a minimum 10 years.
And you otherwise will fight the EPA to make sure they don't
I don't
dump
have
this,
to
right?
fight. As a mayor, you don't have to fight. As a mayor, okay, you can understand the government of Harrison is no council and mayor. It's mayor and council. People got to understand the difference, okay? As you, the mayor, say, no, in my town.
It's strong mayor, right?
Yeah, it's strong. No, in my town. Let me even put it even worse. Worse. Let's say PSC and GSA is my property. You know what I say? You see me in domain with my residence.
No,
I
fine.
will use it to you.
Now it's my property.
What did you got to do it?
Okay.
Defamating me, my personal, like you talking about that I was suspended and all that stuff. My message is very important for you people. Don't do that. In elections, when it's two candidates, they give it a little free hand to go overboard with some stories. But you remember, I am candidate, no elected official. Right now, I am a private resident of Harrison. And they don't insulting me. If you see it, they are smarter than you guys. They don't insulting me because they know the consequence. But you guys, if you keep on doing that, you can get in trouble. And you know what? They don't go to pay for your lawyer. They don't go to pay for the court costs. You go to be the do it. So I nominate you. Just I want you don't get involved in my personal life. Now, another message, and I rested. I know we got over 1,000 people don't live in Harrison, okay? And they are registered to vote in Harrison, okay? Just to let you know that these elections, like I said before, we take in court the town to prevent it.
Wait. Did you just say 1,000 people?
Yeah, 1,000
don't
people
live here.
don't live in here.
How
They
do you
still
know that? How do you know that?
because we got it, the report.
Yeah.
If you let me finish,
Sure,
you
yeah.
will know. Okay, so we got it, the report, and we went to the Board of Elections of the county to remove it, because that's why it's not just a Paul Sarbeski, okay? It's a lot of things. But they don't have enough time to do that, okay? You understand?
Right.
Because the elections is just, maybe if we did that 1 year ago, probably it will.
Different story.
And we understand that. We are no stupid in it. You say, okay, we try, but at least you know it. And they know. Okay, now, this is my suggestion to you people. I know a lot of people, even they live out of the town, and they come and vote in here because they love Harrison, okay? And they wanted the best for Harrison, probably, okay? and that's nice. It's
It
lovely.
doesn't matter, they don't have the right to.
Yeah, but I want to reach in that one. But it's the other ones. They got a family members working for the town, you know, they got a this is my answer to you people. Number one, the ones you got a family members, don't you worry about. I ain't not in here to fire nobody. I am in here, if you listen to me, to protect every working person. I go to the top. The money is not in the right places. I go to improve the quality of life of every teacher or in the street department or police department or fire department. But not because I go to increase taxes. Because I wanted to improve your quality of life. So do you have to. Now, do me a favor. If you really love Harrison, do like the Constitution. Let the people of Harrison decide what they want. Let it be by the people, with the people, and for the people of Harrison. Decide. If they wanted me to be the one to be the mayor, I be working for them. If they want to fight to be the mayor, I respect that because that is the Harrison people decision. Okay? And I go to put in 7 attorneys in this election. 7. One is going to be in 2 go to be in the county, and the other 5 they go to be in the polls.
Are they going to challenge votes?
No, I'm going to talk about that. We know now people they vote by mail, okay? And I find already 4 people. 4 people. They don't live in here because now we know who live in here, who don't live in
So
here.
how did you determine that? Was there a new voter records elsewhere?
It's a system, a national system, and how we do it, and they give it to us the whole information for each registered voter.
So they know if somebody left and
Yes.
registered somewhere else?
Yes.
Okay.
No, even they are not registered somewhere else. Which one? You don't make these people illegal to vote, if you want me to tell you that way. But at least they know they don't live in Harrison. You understand? So a lot of people, they move out and they don't register in the new place.
In the new place, right.
You understand?
Sure.
Yeah, but that is wrong. Let the people of Harrison decide, okay, who they want to be the mayor or the council. Okay? Don't be the outside. You left the Harrison, it can be for too many reasons. But let the people of Harrison decide. And I respected that. If you want me, I'll be working. If you wanted the Fife, I respected that because it's the decision of people of Harrison. And we got these 7 lawyers. They go just to prevent. We are not here to fear or intimidate nobody. No whatsoever. These lawyers, they be outside. But the fraud violation, yes. The challenger, he will call the lawyer will be in touch now with the judge is in charge, and it will be with the superintendent of the election.
So you're going to have challengers at all the polling locations?
Yes, I go to get the challengers in every posters, and my lawyers, they be in standby.
So do you think it's possible on election day, on November 8th, that we may not know who the winner is because you may need to challenge the election?
I thought about that because it's so much, because it's national elections. It's elections in county, it's elections in Harrison. And to be honest with you, I am no, people don't understand these situations. You understand? I get along with the people in the county, and they say, yeah, Mr. Millan, it's impossible, you know. Hey, I understand. You understand?
Sure.
Okay, no problem. You understand? So this year, we try our best, okay, to do it. Probably next year, for the actors I doing, the next person he run next year, he will get everything clean.
But that doesn't help this year, though.
No, it don't help me that much. But if somebody don't try, it always stay the same. You understand?
So let's say on election day,
Yeah.
you lose by 40 votes.
Yeah.
You're
You gotta wait.
You're not going to accept that.
No. You gotta wait because, first of all, I believe even the absent and the vote by mail.
Right.
Some people they go in person to go in the same day. You understand?
Right.
Now you got all these people. These ones they vote from the 29th to the 6th.
Right.
They be able to know what they got. Okay, it's very simple. I love Harrison. It's my home after my home. I live here for 30 years, okay? When I established in Harrison, was hard for me to establish in Harrison because it was a new face, was a uh, different ethnicity, if you want to call, because in that time, and you, if you remember, was almost Irish, Italians, and Polish people. It was no Latinos, it was no Spaniards, nothing like that. But after that, they accepted me. They allowed me to establish in Harrison. And after not even that, they voted for me. And I am dead with the people of Harrison. I want to pay back the Irish my American dream and here Harrison. And it's not fair if I don't give everything I got it to the people of Harrison. I go to give it that recreation park. I go to be working in that connection. And that I promise and if people look at my record, I do more projects than what I promise. I got more than 25 different, the youth they follow me, the seniors. They talk about seniors that they feed them. It's lie. The money is come from the county. And they give you frozen food sometimes, okay? I want to improve the quality of life of the seniors, the youth. I have to give you after the schools, okay, and the activities. I want to build that community center in the family park with the swimming pool, like Raymond McDonough wanted, the swimming pool always mentioned. I want to build that. I want to fulfill the promise Di Salvo, Cifelli, Madonna, McGuigan, all these my colleagues. We made it one day. I am alive, I go to comply with that one. I love the people, I love the youth, I am hardworking, and I don't promise. Harrison Fest, 3-day celebration, they told me never.
Harrison Fest will be back if you.
Yes, Harrison Fest, Halloween, Veterans Parade, all that parades, I go to bring the flavor of Harrison like it was.
Anselmo Millan, councilman, thank you so much for this.
You're welcome.